Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Trapped. Of course, I'm Sean. Today I'm going to be building a pigeon trap. This approach at work with one of the bosses. We've got some pigeons in our garage, and he said, "You ever caught pigeons?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, we got pigeons in here." I said, "I'll catch them." So I'm going to build a pigeon trap. I've looked at a few YouTube videos, and I've looked at some of the commercial market pigeon traps. There's not much to them. They ain't much different than a colony trap for muskrats, and those are fairly easy to build. So what I'm going to be using is, I got this at Rural King. This is some 1x2 welded wire, cage wire, and I'm going to put it together with some, if you ever built rabbit cages, a lot of you guys have raised rabbits. You got the wire cage clips, my little foot rolling tool, wire cutters, set of my Leatherman, and that's pretty much it. We'll work on the video as we go along. This will probably end up in the how-to playlist. But yeah, it's you know, I never thought about trapping pigeons before, but once you get looking into it, there actually is a market. There's a live market for pigeons in most states. You're perfectly fine to sell them. Guys will buy them for training bird dogs, and there's people that train them to be homing pigeons and racing pigeons. I don't know what that's all about, but you know, I may end up keeping some of them and seeing what I can do with them. But we'll get everything set up and we'll start building the pigeon trap. Alright guys, got our wire rolled out here. I figure it'll be easier to roll it out this way with the... Got a painted floor. It gets slick. That's some tape there. That tape off of it. Kind of step it out a little bit here. I'll straighten it out some. This is 2 foot wide. Try not to show any butt crack while I'm out here. Measuring them, I'm gonna go 8 inches tall. Measuring's pretty easy because they're 2x1 squares. So this way, I'm gonna go starting at the second wire. You know, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll be 8 inches right there. So I don't have a sheet metal break or anything. I'm just going to use this board. Bend this up. So, do that one. Really rough on the old knees. As I said, I've never done this before, so I think my easiest way would be to go ahead and get my measurements out. Alright guys, I found my measurement where I need to be at. Figured I would show what I'm going to do. Saw another guy on a different video do this. I'm going to clip every other wire. Like I'm going to clip one up here, clip one down here, one up here. That way I'll have this one wire every 4 inches that I can wrap around. Roll this up, get this up out of the way. So, got the 8-inch bent there. Come down another 24 inches from there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21. tighten up these bends here once I get this all put together. But you can see with me going with the long and the short, I kind of put this together, bend that wire over. Bend that one up. As you can see, that gives us a box. I'm going to use my cage clips. Now I'll probably clip every other one. So might as well do that while the camera's on. Set that there. Make sure that's going to be showing up good. Been a while since I used these, so I may mess up one or two. Try not to. The way these work, if you never used them, let me turn my screen around. That just fits in there, and as you squeeze, it'll curl on around. See that? And it'll grab those wires. So we'll start this one right here. See how that works? Now that holds those two wires together. We will go every other, I'll give you one about every 4 inches. And I may actually, to keep this from sliding back and forth, I will probably go ahead and fill this square in with those clips. But I'm going to get through that. Now let's leave the camera running. Some more clips. Alright, got one of our end caps here. Cut. It's 8 inches by 24 inches. I'm going to set this on here, and I cut it the same way. Got a long wire, cut that one short. Long, short, long, short. So I'm going to go through here, get this set where it needs to be at. Just kind of wrap those through. The way I'm doing these, I just reach through with my needle nose. Just kind of pull them on around. Yeah. You'll have some of them break off like that one did. Might need to push it through a little bit. Get it to bend. Then you can alternate which way they come through. As long as you don't end up with big gaps on the sides. I mean, there's no roll to it. Like I said, I've never done this before, but yeah, after spend enough time doing this, you'll see the things that you either, you'll decide, do you want to spend the money on it, or would you rather just try to make it yourself? This is one of those things that I can see being useful to have some pigeon traps, especially if you live around town and you decide to go get your nuisance license. So So why not build them instead of having to buy them? But we'll see if my pigeon traps catch any pigeons. My guess is they'll do fine. So these corners, tighten up your bend in them. That way you can get your wire in. These clips. Just make sure you catch both wires. Tighten down. I'm not going to run the camera this whole time, so we'll be back to the next one. Alright guys, so we got the, sorry I got my TV running back here, so I'm just going to have this on for a second. So we got the backside on the one end done. And we'll go ahead and put the end wall on this other side, and then we'll get back to you. One thing to keep in mind, I'm going to be using these traps inside a building. But if you're going to use these outside, you may consider using a smaller mesh to cover the top, because if hawks or something try to come and get the pigeons that you've got in the trap, they'd be able to get their claws, their talons, and peck, through this to get at the pigeons. So you'd probably want to go with like a hardware cloth over the top of these. But since I'm going to be using these inside the garage, I'm not real worried about anything else getting to them. But I'm going to get the other end piece on, and then we'll go from there. So we now have a cage. Let's close it off on all ends. We'll need to put me a door in right here. I'm kind of doing this, I'm kind of brainstorming as I do this. I know I could do a door kind of like a colony trap, where I just take this mesh and make it to where they can push through it and it'll push up and they can't push back out. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is cut, leave a space here on the bottom, leave a space here on the top. I want to get something, maybe like some hardened steel rod. We'll have to run to Lowe's to get it. But I want to make kind of a more open, because with pigeons, from what I've heard and what I've read, you want to leave these open, these traps open for about 4 or 5 days, throw some corn in there, and let the pigeons get used to going in and out of them. And then you set the traps, let the doors down, and they'll push in, and it makes them a lot easier to catch. But what I'm worried about is if I leave these doors open, then the pigeons, once I close them, then they're going to look at it and back away from it. But if I have something else, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'll have to go get what I'm looking for, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to take a break, and we're going to go to Lowe's. Like I said, these are 2 foot by 2 foot, 8 inches tall. It should be good for any pigeons I come across. So I'm going to make a trip to Lowe's, see if I can find what I'm looking for, and we'll be back in a while. Hopefully get this finished up. Alright guys, so I went to Lowe's. I went ahead and bought 1/8 inch round rod, and it actually worked out pretty good. I've been sitting here, I've already got one side done. Depending on when you've watched this, I know a lot of you guys are going to watch this soon, but these videos stay online for years. We're going through the whole coronavirus thing here in Ohio right now, or all across the US, and our governor just announced that all bars and restaurants are to close at 9 p.m. tonight and will not be open for the future, to eat-in customers, or the bars won't be open at all. So Pretty wild stuff going on. I won't express my opinion. But basically what my idea was to take this round rod and to make a kind of a walk-through door. You can see how that would work. Pigeon comes up, this will be hanging at the doorway. Pigeon comes up, he's able to walk through, it closes behind him. Well, so I went ahead and I cut out, I'll switch over to the GoPro here. So I went ahead and I cut out the door. I cut out, 4 inch by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. I left this little spot down here on the bottom, as you can see. I left an inch up here on top. So I cut this out and I hung the door with a little gate. So it can go in, it swings back down. Problem was, I didn't have walls on the side. You see I have little walls here now, a little kind of a entryway. So with that, the way it's made, it can push off one side or the other. So what I've done, I've put up a little, I don't know, almost call it a sally port or something, where they'll have to go through that. And I angled the wires on the inside, the pointed wires, I've angled them in. So when that bird, if he turns around to come back to this door, he'll get poked by these wires, and hopefully that will deter him from being able to come back up here. It may work, it may not. I'm not really sure, but like I said, this is an experiment, and it's a starting point. I think it'll work. Well, they ain't gonna push it up that high, but he's gonna go in, it's gonna close behind him. I'm gonna go ahead and put another door on the other side, and I'll turn the other camera on so you can see how that'll work. But I think it'll work all right. They go in, they come back. I think it'll work. Do you think it'll work? Yeah, it'll work. All right, so let's do this other side. And I may stop at about any point because I guess the president's supposed to come on and give his spiel on the whole thing. So pretty much what I'm doing is that I'm centering it up. I think that's about the center. I'm leaving that bottom section in. What I did last time is I cut this whole piece out. Well, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to cut up along this middle wire. That way I have the inside wires, I can turn them in, and maybe those will work to protect the little swing gate. So I'm going to try that on this one. I probably should have done that on the last one. But, so we're going to cut, let's see, make sure you're in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want this middle 4 inches to come out. Okay. That way, let's see, the president's getting ready to come on. I'll probably take a break here in a minute, guys, just to hear what he has to say. I'm waiting for a full government lockdown here. But I'm going to bend these in like this at an angle. That way if that pigeon comes up, he hits those points, that'll probably keep him from trying to push his way back out the gate. Don't know how far I need to have it bent in yet, but now the little gate, the way I did that on the other one is, I'm not sure how well you can see it. You can see I just bent it here. I mean, they're not perfectly even. I just used pliers to bend it. So that's going to attach right here, right in the middle of that. I think that'll work without having to build the door up around it. You can see, I guess you guys see how that works. See, this time I just bent those wires in, kept them pointed in at an angle. I'm trying to see on my viewfinder if you can see that. Hopefully you can. Bent those in at an angle to where bird goes in, gate falls down, if he wants to come back up here and try to get back out, you know, he's going to have to get jabbed by these wires, and like you just saw, they hurt. So I think that's going to work right there. The other side, like I said, I had to build a little wall in there, but I tell you, I'm pretty happy with it. Now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to cut a section out on top. That'll be a door, so I can open and close it and get the birds out. So I figure I should be good with, I don't know, probably good with 8" by 8". Yeah, 8 by 8 would be good. So 8 by 8 door. And so I'm going to clip that out, and I'll show you when I get it clipped out. Alright guys, the president's talking in the background. I just kind of want to leave that on while I'm doing what I'm doing. I went ahead and took out this area. It's 8" by, I think I did 7". I cut that out, right out of here. So give me a pretty nice hole. I'm going to clean this up some so I don't get my hand cut on this. I'll probably get my grinder and just grind these down, make it smooth, or I'll put some tape around it. I may just do the tape. But then I cut another piece that is square. It's 7 by 8, same size as the hole that I took out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach it with clips on the back end, that way it'll hinge open and close. And then over here you'll have to put a wire on this side to hold that down. Let's put that in. Alright. You can see it opens and closes good. Be able to open it up, grab my birds out of here. Like I said, I just have to put a piece of wire here that'll keep that closed. Then I'm going to clean up this inside area. Keep those wires from cutting me when I reach in to get my birds. But alright guys, so I got that all figured out. I went ahead and just took black electrical tape, and I kind of wrapped the edge. I didn't do the upper edge. I'll just have to remember to keep my hand away from there. As you can see, I can reach in and reach anywhere inside this trap. My door will fold down. I got a little piece of wire right there that I got looped. I can close that down, wrap it around. It is locked. Get them out, wrap it, unwrap it, reach in, get my birds. And that's the next step for this trap is take it into work and bait it. I plan on baiting it, leaving it open for a few days, let the birds get used to coming and going, and then I'll just zip tie these up, the little gates, and then I will close them up and we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll work just fine. Guys, I'll post the results once I start catching some birds in it, and you guys feel free to copy the idea. I mean, it's or to improve on it, find a way to improve on it, let me know. But I think that's going to work. If it works, I'm going to build more and catch more pigeons. Maybe I'll have me a flock of racing pigeons or something out here, or we'll do if it gets as bad as what it's looking like, we may end up eating pigeons. So yeah, you never know. There's nothing wrong with some old squab, I guess. But guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna get this edited down to something usable, and we'll see what happens. Stay safe.